So it's been over 10 years. Might as well upload two videos in one day. Why not? So I wanted to just, I guess, rant, just be direct. So as mentioned in the other video, I am very active outside of YouTube, outside of social media. I'm very active as in I walk a lot. I've been getting into exercise since you last saw me a couple years ago, over a decade ago. And I've been a Muay Thai practitioner since 2014. I'm actually, it's not intended, but I'm rocking the 500 Clash shirt from Chicago Muay Thai. 500, the 500 club means that you've attended 500 classes, and I think there's only four of us who've accomplished that. Five of us maybe. But very proud of that because it's changed my life. It's changed my life with regards to just the skills that I've built, the friends that I've made, the family that I've formed, and obviously from the last videos you saw that I'm much slimmer than I was, and I take my health a little bit more seriously. But I've gotten so into it. I've had a few fights that I waited a while to get into, but I've done judging. I've done rough courses. So I'm really in it, but I still go to fundamentals. So I want to just go talk about just that. I don't really have a structure, as you can see, but I just want to talk about my experience with Muay Thai as someone who is a bit more advanced, who maybe does not see themselves as advanced, to just focus on like really driving the point down of having the fundamentals down. So I have been doing Muay Thai since 2014. It took about a year. I did boxing it used to be LA Boxing, that now it's UFC Gym, if it's even that still, in the South Loop here in Chicago. And I was there a lot. It took about a year for me to actually get into Muay Thai because bluntly put, I was just scared. I had Julian Collins of JC get first, really just pester the head out of me and say, hey, you know what? Please do Muay Thai. I think you'll like it. Uh, and that gym only held Muay Thai classes twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday nights at late at like 8 o'clock. But I was able to make it because of my schedule. Really got good at it rather quickly. Not only did I get good at it, I recognized that I had a lot to learn, and I was willing to learn. Uh, I got a new job, which about a year after I started Muay Thai, they just didn't allow me to attend the classes, and the gym closed briefly for about a year and a half. And when they reopened, there was no Muay Thai option. So we kind of had to beg the gym to have that option, but it did have it, but only like once a week, and I just could not make it with my new job. So I took about 3 years off. 2019, I moved up to the north side of Chicago, and it was somewhat close to where the gym is now. So literally, I moved in. 2 days later, I went to CMT Chicago Muay Thai. The late Alan Nunez, unfortunately, he did pass away a couple years ago. He he had been at CMT for a while, and I'd known Alan for about a decade. Yeah, since before I joined. And I was like, hey, cool. It's kind of good for me to get back into it. I'm going to be rusty, but at least I have someone there who I know, who I trust, who is really good at this, who, will kind of like ease me back into it. And I was not really attending the first couple of months. I think it took about 7 months for me to get a regular schedule with regards to me going in there. But ever since I want to say late 2019, I've been going regularly. I try to go 4 times a week. The pandemic happened, and that was good for me because when quarantine was in effect, we had Zoom classes, right? And Zoom classes, I was very out of shape. I was very, very out of shape. So when it came to partnering up, to doing pad work, it just, I guess it would be pick last, me. And my skills were not that good. But being in quarantine allowed me to focus on my skills. And really, I couldn't blame anyone else. I couldn't say the pad holder's not holding the pads right. Or yeah, whatever. I was responsible for everything. So gym reopened. I was able to get in more, and I became a regular like there. And I was going up intermediate. Eventually went to advanced, stayed in fundamentals. I got injured in January of 2022 or February 2022. I've been having to have procedures for my both my cervical and lumbar spine for 2.5 years. With that being said, the first 6 months after the injury, I was just allowed to walk. So I didn't go to the gym. So I was out of commission for about 6 months. And then I went back and slowly went back into fundamentals and just doing very basic work, not anything high impact. If there are things like burpees or even squats, I just had to do something else. I couldn't clinch, definitely couldn't spar. But it was just in fundamentals to the point where I become a mainstay in our fundamentals classes, and that's where I kind of became like a big fish in a small pond. Because gradually I did get better. I don't see myself as someone who's very skilled. Others do, but maybe that's just my own insecurity. But really being in fundamentals, staying in fundamentals has really helped a lot in just like not steering away from it. And I think a lot of folks, who have been in Muay Thai, who didn't, or anything martial arts, need to go to fundamentals classes because you not only resharpen your most basic skills, you help people who are very scared. Help people who have never done martial arts, never done anything like this. And if you have someone who's skilled, who's willing to teach you, that's very inviting. That's very welcoming. And I try to be just try to be as welcoming as possible. As mentioned, people are scared. It's intimidating, especially our school. We have a wall of belts, of championships, so people may see someone who's more advanced and be like, how am I going to compete with that? Because in their mind, they may be thinking it's competition, but they may not realize that everyone started off rusty at some point. Even those people who take time off, they come back, they have to get the rust off. And for myself, what I've heard from different people has been that I serve, I guess, as an introduction to the school, an introduction to Muay Thai, as well as a reintroduction to the art. As in, I meet people where they are, I partner with them, I let them know, hey, you know what, just keep at it, and I give them advice, and I don't talk at them. I'm a really big fan of that because, again, Muay Thai is a very scary sport, especially if you do end up fighting, if you do end up competing. There's a lot of thinking that goes along. There's a lot of it's a very intense sport. It's a very difficult sport. It's a very painful sport. So any introduction, any reintroduction, as welcoming as you can make it, please do so. And I think I've been good at doing that. I think being in fundamentals a lot has really helped me. With that said, I had I had a smoker in May. I was training for TBAs in Iowa. So here's the way it happened. I did a fight camp. I got a staph infection, and then I had to delay and not do the smoker that I planned to do this year. So lucky for me, I took a week off. Staph infection went away, and there's another smoker available the following week. So I had a smoker. Fortunately, I lost to a great opponent. I lost by split decision. Everyone's saying your technique was so good. I'm like, oh, thanks. But the day after, we had fight camp for TBAs, and fight. So my putting on my judge and my ref nerd hat. State of Illinois does not allow elbows. Indiana, Iowa, where TBAs is held. I said Indiana because most of our fighters end up in Indiana, but in Iowa, where TBAs is held, elbows are allowed. So fight camps are intended to be they're not intended to be like you brushing up on your skills. No, you're supposed to use the skills that you already have and really accelerate them. So I don't know, something I must have gotten a concussion during the fight or fight camp, because I ended up in the hospital, ended up dizzy, and then I was still like a stubborn person, still was like, hey, let me just keep going to fight camp. And one day just was like, I can't get out of bed. So turns out that I was not cleared to fight, and because I was not employed, so I couldn't go to the doctor to get clearance. But afterwards, my doctor was like, what the hell have you been doing? So I had to go back and do procedures. So I was cleared to fight, cleared to spar and clinch as of last fall. Finally, as of a couple of weeks ago, I'm cleared to spar and clinch. Gradually go back to, going to advanced, going to intermediate, going to all that stuff. So I want to be smarter because I am 40. I'm a bit older. I'm well above the average age of Muay Thai practitioners or Muay Thai fighters, be especially in amateur world or even pre-amateur, pre-amateur world. So yeah, I may just stick to fundamentals for the most part. Again, gradually go back to doing everything full force. But I'm in no rush. I just really what's kept. I'm going all over the place. Already over 10 minutes long. But I think what's kept me doing this for so long, and willing to learn, willing to accept that I don't know everything, that I haven't learned everything that I'm going to learn from this art, this amazing art, is that I've had fun with it. If you do not have fun, you are not going to last in anything. So different people have different reasons for starting Muay Thai, starting martial arts, and those are all valid. However, you have to ask if those are sustainable reasons. Some people do it out of fear. Some people are like, hey, I want to learn self-defense. Or some people do it because they want to go on a fitness journey, and maybe they meet their goal and they're like, okay, I'm going to try something else. For me, I just had to have fun doing this, because if I don't have fun, if I don't make it fun, there was no way I would have stuck around for this long. There's no way I would have returned to the art if I didn't remember how fun it was, the friends that I made, and how fun it was to to have my brain stimulated. Like, oh, I learned something new, or I learned how to fix my technique. And for those who are interested in doing Muay Thai, or those who have stepped away from it, just know that you're always going to be learning, and to open yourselves up to learning, and to always stick to fundamentals. If you take anything, because no one's going to watch this whole video, stick to fundamentals in any martial arts or anything that you do. Stick to the basics. Do not steer too away from it, because if you get your fundamentals down, you get your foundation down, you have everything. So this will be, this is my video. I don't know what other videos I'll make. Clearly none of this is professional, but just wanted to share what I've been up to, because I'm clearly not on YouTube. But yeah, maybe I'll make more videos, maybe not. Maybe you'll see me in another 12 years. God willing, I'm still here and kicking, pun intended. But yeah, all I can say is num sum. Oh my God, I feel like I'm in class. Kapung kap.